What is going on, people? We are back again with another video, and this one's a quick update regarding Paul and Karine. Now, when it comes to Paul and Karine, they both lost custody over their two sons, Pierre and Ethan, Pierre being the oldest. Now, for the people who don't know why they lost custody, when it comes to Paul and Karine, these are two people who had a very unkind relationship. Very unkind relationship where it came to the terms of where Karine was even putting hands on Paul at the time, and when she did put hands on Paul, this happened in front of their son Pierre. But also prior to that, Karine also came out to say that Paul had she also came out to claim rape and domestic violence against Paul as well. Now, when it comes to both of them, two themselves in particular, they both end up getting restraining orders against one another. But fast forward to now, they have both now asked for the restraining order to be pulled away from each other. So that's for right now, they are in a position where they can make contact. But despite that, they did lose custody of their children. Now, even at one point it was reported that Pierre had been missing, but in reality, instead of him actually being missing, what had happened was that Paul had actually had his son for a whole month before returning back home to his mother. Now, when it comes to Ethan himself in particular, he was already in the foster care, and then we fast forward to where the system they came in place and also took Pierre away and also put him in the foster care as well. But as an update on the situation, as per In Touch, you will see up here says that 90-day stars, Paul and Karine, sons Pierre and Ethan are doing well, admit their ongoing custody battle against Child Protective Services. A source close to the situation tells In Touch, I am sure Pierre is very confused about why this is. The sources tell In Touch in a statement about the former couple's first son. Just sad, I'm for sure, but the boys are very loved and cared for. The insider explains that there is no unlawful contact between Paul and Karine and their sons, adding that their mum of two sees her kids once a week at a special place. It is bittersweet, the source tells, and the source says of the situation. That is the thing though, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously, it's a good thing, I guess, in a way that Karine has been able to see her sons at least once a week, so therefore the sons are very familiar with who their mother is. But when it comes to Paul, from what I understand, he has no contact with his sons whatsoever. I mean, listen, at the end of the day, I think the main thing that we have to focus on here, despite how we feel about Paul and Karine, is that at least the sons are in a system right now where they're actually being cared and loved for, given that this statement right here is actually legit true. Because I think that one of the main things about children is that when they are taken away from their parents who are unfit to be parents, the main thing is that they go into a system that actually loves and cares for them and can actually look after them. Because we know there's a lot of times when children get put into a system and whoever they get left with isn't always the best, isn't always kind, and isn't always necessarily better than what they had as well. So it's a good thing to see that both boys are obviously in a better situation. And I guess at the same time, whilst obviously the custody battle is going on, I guess it's a good thing for Karine to be able to show the fact that, you know, she can be a fit mother. But for me, myself in particular, personally, I just believe that if you was unable to show yourself to be a fit parent from the very beginning, I personally don't think you should be allowed to see your child until the child is, what, 16, 18, when they actually have their own voice and they actually have an option. I think until then, the child, as long as they're in a good place and will look after, I think the child should really stay in that situation for as long as possible. Because to be honest with you, the trauma that children go through in this day and age, I just think it's very, very important if we can try and save or change or stop a child going through too much, you know, traumatic damage that's going to affect them when they're older. So to be honest with you, given the fact that Paul and Karine are two people who have had this situation going on and going for such a long time, I don't really believe that they've changed personally. And also at the same time, I don't really see any reports of them both getting therapy. I think if they're both getting therapy or becoming better people, better parents, then maybe, you know, my opinions would be slightly different. But we're not seeing that. And the way I see it, I generally believe that whatever's going on right now should go on into the boys at least 16, 17, 16, 18, whichever legal age it is, for them to actually have an option to say, hey, I want to see my XYZ. But either way, though, I'm pretty sure it's 18. I don't know why I keep saying 16, but you never know sometimes. But either way, though, guys, this is a quick update right here. The boys are doing well, which is fantastic. Really still seeing them once a week. You guys let me know exactly what you're thinking down below in terms of what I had to say, and we'll talk about it. Please don't forget to like, sub, and of course, peace.